Rolling easy, back in the easy garage, back at you. All right, we got Chewy back here, and we're gonna do some more cases. You can see up here, I filled in the larger cases. Those were all the Matchbox, and we will get into some off-brand, larger 48 car cases. The ones I have that are off-brand, not Hot Wheels. And I did find another Redline case that needs to go in the house, so I'll show you that mixed up in the bunch. But you're gonna want to watch this whole video. It's gonna be a long one. We'll do the cases, which is very, very quick, and then I have a confession, and I also will show you my style of collecting, which should be pretty interesting. You're going to want to check that out. If you haven't watched my videos, make sure you watch this one. Okay, let's get into it. I'll show you a little bit real quick on the cases, and then we'll get into my style of collecting and my confession in this hobby. So, just trying to be honest today. So let me show you this one. This is a 12 car case, Redline case. And it was mixed up with the others. I didn't do it in my Redline video. Like I said, this one's wrapped up. It has the handle and a chrome snap. This one is in very clean condition. And I did not know how I missed this now this goes in the house with the Redline stuff. And all my red lines are in the house, and that's part of my confession. So let's set this over here, because that's got to go in the house. Next up, okay, we'll get into the 48 car cases, but here's a smaller case, and this one holds 24 cars. It's off-brand, kind of off-brand, but I believe this came out before this held like Matchbox and other name brand cars, but it was Mattel toy maker, so they, I guess, had a patent on this case. And this was the Redline case they did. I showed you this, but if you can see how similar they are, they used the same case from earlier. I believe this is earlier than the Redlines. So this case, you can see it probably held Matchbox cars and off-brands. And there's your side. Looks like a bookcase. You'd line it up like those board games. What were those, bookshelf games? That'd be cool, right? If you could had a library of these. That'd be pretty neat. I like this case. I like this, and I like the Redline one. But there you are with that case. I just wanted to show you before this goes up there. All right, 48 car cases. This one here, I need to clean out. I already wrapped it because it was going somewhere. It was going into my warehouse, and it's full of cars, and that is part of my confession. So I need this case for the case collection, but I need to empty it out. Now we'll get into what is in there. I'll open that up. This one here is a cool, very cool case. It's Roadmates. Keep holding it up. I need to hold it down. Roadmates. And these were the same as, if you've seen, I collect the play art cars. And these were actually play art, but they weren't marketed as play art. They were marketed as Roadmates through your Sears and Roebuck. They wanted their own line of cars, and if you can see, especially that dump truck right there, how it's a play art car, and the police van. These were all play arts, as you can see. But from Sears, you got them as Roadmates. And then play art went to Woolworth, Woolco, and the mom and pop shops as play art. So there you go. Here's your case. Missing the handle, but a tough piece to find. As a 48 car case, play art. Here is a cheaper off-brand, probably in the 90s, which we were still glad they were doing cases. And there's your car case. It says hold 48 cars, miniature cars, no real name brand on it. It's Take Me Along. And you could put, they marketed all their cars on there. It says Take Me Along, Matchbox, Hot Wheels, Corgis mentioned in there. All those cars there. And there is your handle. Now the next up is basically the same case. But this one came out right before that last case I showed you. Same thing. Everything's pretty much the same case, but you can tell it's older by the handles. This one has the metal tabs, which this one did not. So there's a case variation on that right there. Pretty neat. This one, I don't know if I showed you. Maybe I did. In the Matchbox ones, I have to clean it up. But that's a loose one. Now, we'll go on to my kind of confession. So we have this one we need to open up. So what is in this? And we'll open it. And I have this 48 car case, another off-brand, which I need for the wall up there. This one I do not have for my case collection. So what is in this? This has some cars in it too, and they were going to the warehouse. So what my warehouse is I sell these cars. Now, you know, if you've seen my trailer, I sell my extra cars and I do hoard some cars. And so now I realize I am a hoarder because I hoard some cars. So what I do is I will have a car that I upgrade. Say this one you've seen in my video, and this is for sale in my trailer. And I will price it and put it for sale. Now this one just will lay here, and if someone's really interested, I will let them know that I have one in better condition that I don't actually put out. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but they can take a look at it and make an offer. I'll have a price on it. This one here is $45. And I'll also, if I have two of them, I will have one in better condition, which this is the one I just got, and I will have, see, that would be priced at $60. So you would have your choice, and of course you don't want to buy the roughest one unless you're on a budget, and that one's $25. And what I'll do is, now once I get another car in better condition than this, these two will be pulled from my little stash that I show people, and they probably won't see them again. I will take 3 of the best condition cars that I can find, and they will go, usually I put them in these cases like so, and they will be put away. I have these cases stockpiled in a warehouse. There's cases and blister car cases of 3 of each that I haven't looked at in 10 to 15 years. This would be, so example, this would be your 5-pack, Old 442. This one has the 7-spoke wheels. And so you can see here, I have 3 of them with 7 spokes and 3 with 3-spoke. And it also came with a 5-spoke. But here's some vintage cars, like I said, that I pulled out. The Forest Service Blackwall. And I found 3 of these in nice condition. And this would be like a blue card blister Jaguar XJ2000, I believe. But there you go. So I was filling this case and it was going to go in storage. I would fill it, seal it like this one's sealed, and then just put it in the warehouse and nobody will see it again. But here's one that was sealed, but I need the case for the wall. So I'm going to open this up. I'll show you what's in here real quick and go over the case again, clean it maybe if it needs cleaning, and wrap it back up and put these loose cars in another case. That's probably a duplicate case. So let's open this up. What I have in here, and I'll show you real quick. I don't even know what's in here. Could be newer stuff, could be older stuff. Like I said, if it comes out of the trailer, once I get over 3 of the cars, I always like to have a car to offer for sale. But if you miss out on the good stuff, you miss out. I'm only gonna hold these cars and offer them up once when I have them for sale. We'll pull them out by the trays. These are a little older. Some of these, as you can see, you got your Dodge truck, Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, the Corvette. I don't know what kind of wheels are on there. 3-spoke wheels on the Corvette. And another Dodge truck with the camper. These Oscar Mayers are all 5-spoke wheels. This one here there's a lot of 5-pack cars in here. The Porsche, the red Porsche. This is like a track car. Extreme track car. This one here is your gold Hot Ones. Now these are you can tell how tough that car is. None of these are mint, but they're going away in storage. I have one for sale. And then this, whatever that is. So, well, I have more than 3, so they get put away. Your bug, this bug here came from a 5-pack also. With 5-spoke wheels, yellow. Forget the pack. What is this? I can't remember what this is. I know it's a Corvair. I believe it's a Corvair. A little oddball car here, and your Nomad wagon. I believe it's a Nomad wagon. But like those, see, there you go. These are all mint condition. They were going away in the warehouse. And you can see these trays deteriorate through time. They fall apart. Pieces everywhere. All right, last up, Cadillac. Your Bug, Baja Bug with 5-spoke. T-Bird, Thunderbird, and 57 Chevy. So there you go. So that's kind of how my rotation works. And I learned that years ago, back in the early 90s, when I started. I met a guy, Richard Atkins. If you don't know Richard Atkins, he is the one they actually came up with these Protect-A-Packs. So he had it, then there was a big thing where Mattel was coming out with them, but he came out with them first, and there was a big lawsuit. He kind of disappeared, but he told me, we sat down and talked a little while, and he had tons and tons of Redlines at the time. And I asked him how he got all that stuff. And he was telling me how he was buying collections. And he always put 3 away for long term. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that for over 20 years. Like I said, the cases in the warehouse, probably I haven't opened in 10 to 15. I haven't really been through it. This is some other stuff that goes in there, and I'll show you how I do this. Oh, and we'll get to these cases if you want to do them. Some little oddball 24 car cases, but I also these old square boxes. These are part of my collection, and I hoard the cars in 3s, and just to keep these boxes, I put the cars in there. So I will do 3 of each model. As you can see, there'll be like 3 bugs, and then I'll fill one of these cases. Just that way I can still keep the case in my collection. But I love these old square boxes. Then they switched up to, let's see, but here's, oh, let's see. So here's another square box, a little newer, but I do the same thing. So these are all getting put into the warehouse. I thought I'd just show you before I seal them up, wrap them up, clean them up. But I love the old boxes, and I also, my little thing is, even these newer boxes, I break them down and I collect the case codes and the boxes and try to keep them. These, any kind of Mattel box I can get. This is how creepy I am. These are the different boxes. These get a little cleaned up and sealed, and they go to the warehouse. Also, when I love a car and I hoard it, I'll try and fill a case, 72 car, but if not, I'll fill a case with something like this. And these are 36 piece case cars, and I love this model. About a year ago, a year and a half. So I'll hoard like that. And these are all the Chevy Impala that came out in black. And that was 2020 is when that came out. So that's when I was hoarding these things up and buying them. That's the 2020 all in black. And this one is probably the same thing, but it's the next variation of that car that came in the police, and it doesn't have the 2020 on it anymore. It was probably 2021 maybe, right? So this one will stick around a little while because I need to finish filling it up. I need about 6 more cars. Then this one and this one will get wrapped up, and they will go to the warehouse. So let's get back on some of the cases, because I want to do these oddball cases and get them cleaned up and on the wall. This one needs some cleaning. That is a 24 car case, a little bit smaller. This one, yes, it's got the trays. Looks like all original trays in that one, but need to clean it, and that'll go on the wall. Then we'll get into the Matchbox and the Hot Wheels 24 car cases and 12 car cases. Here's a Fast Lane 24 car case. This is probably 90s. I wish they still did these vinyl cases. This one's got all its trays. Nice condition. Not ripped. No rips on that one. That one's nice. This one's got to be from the 80s. 24 car case. Collector car case. Very cool. It's in very clean condition. It's wrapped up, but it's got its handle. And I know all the trays are in there because they only get wrapped if they have all their trays. It's the same case in a 12 car. And that one's pretty cool. It's got the racing flag. These were pretty neat. My wife likes when we get these cases, if you get one that's really fresh, she says, oh, it smells, the vinyl smells like when she got her Barbie dolls. And they do. I was so glad to get this. I got this a couple years ago. The 24 car case. Dukes of Hazzard. Now I paid up for this. Didn't really want to, but these cases don't come up that often in this condition. It was very clean. The saran wrap on it's very dusty now, but the case itself is very clean. The trays are orange, I believe, and it holds 24 1/64th scale cars. It's a little bit bigger, but they made it for the Ertl cars. You can see the size. So if you know that some of the Ertl cars are a lot longer, they're not really 1/24th scale or 1/64th scale. They are a tad bit longer, so they made the case that way their cars fit in their case, which is pretty neat. I'd like to find some more Ertl cases. And here's one. I showed you the large 48 car case, and here's another Peelers. So this would be another Sears and Roebuck, but this one's the 24 car case. 24 car miniature cars. Oh, this one here, this one's marketed through Woolworth. Like I said, Woolworth had them, Sears had them, Peelers, Woolco, Five and Dimes, all the stores had Peelers. Eckerd Drugs, there was Walgreens at the time. They all had them, but Peelers are neat. They're very pricey now. A lot of people are collecting them. They're basically called play arts. That's how most people know them, as play art cars, and the prices are going like through the roof. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, subscribing, and I appreciate you following me through this video. Please don't call me a hoarder, which I am, but that's just the way I collect. And I had to come forward and say that. And oh, I got 2 cases over here. Well, we'll do that in the next video. So thank you guys for watching. Chewy said thank you. And don't forget, stay easy. Keep on turning Hot Wheels.